1.
Good evening. Live from New York, the CC Radio Network is proud to bring you tonight's show, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc, where we talk about religion like you've never heard before. There's no evangelists here, just talk about religion with a twist. So let's get started and have some fun. Welcome our hosts for tonight, The Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Of course we know. This is the Rebellious Rev.
And this is John Miller.
Hello, John.
Anytime, anywhere, I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say. When each morning I wake, I remember to take just a moment to thank Him for this day, for the wonders I find on the way. In my mind, in my heart, I can pray, even when there's a crowd and I can't pray out loud. Still Jehovah will hear me anyway. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say. In the night He will hear when I call. He is near. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray.
Rev.
We don't need no damn church. All we need is just a little room.
Do you realize when we started this show, this kid was a minor, and now he's 18 years old and he's able to vote?
Probably. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebellious Rev and the Doc. I'm the Rev.
And I'm John Miller.
And he's John Miller.
For those of you who are wondering, that's the pseudonym that Donald Trump was using when he was pushing his own agenda 20 years ago and 25 years ago, or whatever you want to believe. But I just can't believe that they're taking up so much time on the news about this crap.
Well, it's a big deal. They caught him in the lie. And you know what? Know something?
Only one lie?
I was going to say, I'm sure it's not the last one, though.
Well,
now listen, I want to know what politician that doesn't get caught in lies. But wait, he's not a politician.
That's right. He claims he's not.
He's not. Does that put him on a different standard? Is he allowed to lie more or less?
Well, listen, according to Donald Trump, he's on a standard all his own. Okay, you must understand that now.
Well, he is. He is the Don. And you know what the Don means in Italian, doesn't it?
I'll let you know after I kiss his ring.
Exactly. You got it right. He is the Don. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, another Friday, another week coming to an end, and if it's not one thing, it's something else.
Well, I'll tell you, you look around and you say, gee, he became Donald Trump became the presumptuous candidate for the Republican Party, and here's Hillary, who's supposed to have been at this point months ago, is still fighting for a race.
Hey, listen, don't forget that Jeb Bush was supposed to be the presumptive nominee before the political season even started, and he was the first to drop out.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he's just low energy,
Well, he was low energy. Hey, listen, you don't forget when Trump gives you a name, it sticks.
Oh, like Little Marco, huh?
Little Marco. Everybody still talks about Little Marco or Lion Ted, L.Y.
And Crooked Hillary.
Yeah.
Well,
and the funny thing is, every one of them is proven to be what he says. Except what's his name now? We're going to have to give him something.
I don't know.
What's his name again? His other name?
John Miller?
That's who he is. He's John Miller. And John Miller now is... well, listen, who would have expected him to be doing so well?
All I know is, and I remember this like it was yesterday, when he announced back in June of last year, and we were doing this very show, and I happened to say, this has to be a joke. And here he is, like we said last Friday, he's the last man standing on the Republican side. You know, who would have thought?
And yeah, who would have thought? And he's definitely not the last man standing. He is the last man standing.
Yes.
Because the other one standing is a woman who's running against him.
Well, I'm talking about on the Republican
Not
side.
Just for the whole race.
You know, Bernie, and it's his right to keep going. Bernie seems to think that if he keeps winning the way he is, that there's a way that he can convince superdelegates at the convention that he's the only one who has a fighting chance to defeat Donald Trump. And in many of the polls, you see, they only give you head-to-head Hillary and Donald. They don't even assume that Bernie's going to have a shot at it at all. Okay. Who knows? Maybe Bernie is beating him by a wider percentage than Hillary.
Yeah.
But everybody keeps pushing Hillary.
Well, she's ahead right now. And what can you do? Once she's ahead, she's ahead. What are you going to do? But they're saying that she's probably the first candidate that ever going to get nominated that probably lost the last 7-8 states she ran.
Well, it's like in Major League Sports. If the Rangers go into the first round of the playoffs after losing 5 or 6 games, so they're like backing their way in. Momentum is not with them. If the Yankees go into the division playoffs and they've been losing, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, how many states has he won now? 2 in a row, I think, Sanders?
Yeah, he took West Virginia and...
he took something before that.
Yeah, the same day.
No, same day was the Republicans with the West Virginia. Democrats only had West Virginia. It doesn't matter.
He has. He's taken Colorado. He's taken...
No, but the last couple of states he's won.
No, I know.
And they're saying there's a good probability he's going to take every state that's left over.
If nothing else, then that simply means, as Bernie has said, that Hillary just won't have the delegates to win outright on the first round. So he's hoping that he can do some...
Well, the whole thing, because, we already have a phone call. I think it's... let's see who this is. Good evening. This is Felix. How you doing tonight?
All right, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, from Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, yes, indeed.
How you been? Hey, listen, a lot.
How about you?
You feel all right?
Yeah, I'm just hanging outside on the porch, drinking a beer, man.
Listen, a lot of people enjoyed what you did last week. We got some comments.
No, it wasn't him.
Tell them to send those death threats somewhere else, man.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago?
That was with his buddy from the other show.
No, but this is...
No, Mike called last week.
No, okay, 2 weeks ago. You were the guy that was arguing with the...
He was arguing... He was having a friendly argument with his friend.
No, then he got on... Then he got on with the preacher. Did you get on with the...
No, Chad didn't call then. He was on vacation.
Yeah, it must have been another guy.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it was you.
I'll take his accolades.
So what's going on?
Not much, man. Like I said, just, enjoying the little summer weather, sitting here drinking a beer, man. What's going on with you guys?
Well, we're just doing a little bantering about Trump and Hillary and what's going on with them.
Can't believe that, if you watch any news program today, all they were talking about was Trump's interview from 20 years ago and 25 years ago. And you're whistling a happy tune. He's whistling a happy tune.
Going by and a whole lot of noise outside. So they have to go inside, it looks like. But no, all that stuff is interesting, man. I told y'all, the party will come for him. So the old guard in the party, they're going to leak anything they can, and they will definitely have their phones ready to call any media that they think can run with something.
Yeah, I think what they said, the Washington Post put 20 reporters on finding dirt about him.
Yeah, but then it was, you see, one of the Washington Post reporters explained that it's not 20 reporters on Trump, it's 20 reporters covering the presidential, elections this year.
Yeah.
They tried to spin it another way. But
they're all looking to find the.
Hey, listen, let's face it. They're all politicians. If you dig down deep enough, you find dirt on all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed. It's kind of like a dirty cop. You got to get a little dirt on yourself in order to join the club. Otherwise, why would they trust you?
You're probably right. Except we can't tell that to the doc. His son is a cop.
That's okay. I don't take anything personally on this show.
I said a dirty one. I didn't say all. So I mean,
I did not take that Don't worry, I did not take it personally.
All right.
But it's true. It's like you have to get initiated to the gang of cops or whatever. You got to do something.
No, with the cops, it's the long blue line. Each one supports the other. I told my son, though, I said, listen.
For the good ones, that's a respectable thing. For the bad ones, that's a horrible thing.
Well, I told my son, I said, listen, when he started, when he graduated from the academy, I said, remember a few things. I said, number one, everybody's got a cell phone that takes pictures. And, you're going to have people calling you names and spit on you. And even if they're wrong, you can't afford to be right and raise a nightstick or do something. That's number one. And number two, I told him, listen, I hope it never happens to you, but at some point in your career, you may have to, be asked to lie about something that you've seen. I said, and it always pays to tell the truth. I said, don't go down that road.
Once you go down the road, you can't get out of it anymore.
Yep. The guy says, I covered you on that one. You won't cover me on this one? So before you know it, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
I happen to say to a neighbor of mine just yesterday, they're Trump supporters. And I happen to, tell his wife, I said, you know what makes America great? Taking that slogan from his hat. I said, what makes America great is the fact that every 4 years we can have a presidential election and you could be living next to people and have differences of opinion. And, if somebody gets elected president, then 4 years, if you're not happy with that person, you vote him out of office. There's no revolution, there's no coup, nobody gets killed. If the people want Trump, well, they'll have to face the music. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. Because I look at that situation like, man, be careful what you wish for. Because if they actually get him,
I also said
4
that.
years from now, they'll be apologizing to the rest of it.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for because it may come true.
He's an unknown entity.
Hey, listen, I heard he's going to rename Air Force One. It's going to be Trump One.
Yeah, well, he's already got his Trump on some of the planes.
And Marine One, the helicopter, is going to be called Ivanka.